we're getting back to our core work, which is systemic racism. Everything that we do is led by co-chairs, black and white. And so all of our subcommittees, any work that we do, you're going to see that there are always two people leading it, one black person, one white person. We've done several things, but then they're always followed up with long-term commitments. So in this case, we'll be planning a series of 100-day focus, the next 90 to 100 days, of things that we can do that are going to advance our commitment to racial justice as a community. A number of other things that we'll be planning for June and July and August that will be in sort of three categories. One will be direct action, like protests. Looking at personal growth and learning too. There's a real interest in how white people can come to terms with their white privilege, what that means to them in their personal lives, their professional lives. And so there'll be a series of things that we'll be able to recommend for white people to do, to read, to engage in sort of, group activities, to learn. So all of that will be mapped out in the next day or so to give people a sense of, here are the things that we're thinking. And then also, as I said, we're member driven, so whatever people want to do in addition to that, we will support and advance. We're planning to announce a much larger event towards the end of the month. We're planning to announce a larger event in the middle of the month. What we have in mind will involve all the Eastern Shore counties doing something at the same time. And so we're working with a number of different organizations to sponsor in their home counties, but also to create a broader network of organizations focused on racial justice. Now there is a sudden interest again in police brutality and police accountability. And so I think our message is, this is not a single event, this is not a single tragedy, that it takes work and it takes time, and that we ask people to join us for the long haul, if you're white, to really pay attention to how you can learn to be anti-racist. If you're black, to engage as an ally to white people who are trying to make a difference and make a change in a meaningful way. Personal racism is certainly a problem, but it is the tip of the iceberg. It's the structural racism that blocks access to health care, blocks access to housing, blocks access to education, drives people into the criminal justice system. And it's the structural racism that we need to focus our time and energies around. Personal racism is intolerable, but it's the things that we don't see that really make people's lives so much harder and have people living in conditions that can be dangerous, like not being able to cross the street without being shot, or not being able to drive across the bridge without fear. We mourn together around this one more tragedy, but it should be a motivator for long-term effort and long-term change.